Imagine waking up and realizing there's an invisible network around you, a web that connects you to secrets many don't dare to imagine. What if I told you that what you think you know about the world around you is only the surface of a carefully concealed reality? Among top-secret investigations by the CIA and the FBI, reports surfaced of hidden alien bases, technologies beyond our time, and a global energy system controlled by entities from another world. It sounds like a scene from a movie, but what lies behind the curtains of Area 51 and these interspecies collaborations? We're not talking about common abduction stories and mysteries. There's something deeper, something involving our own government, secret bases, and a global network linked to space. The question is no longer if these secrets exist, but why and for whom. Are you ready to uncover what only insiders dare to know? Let's explore mysteries that only a few have access to so that you, too, can understand how these truths impact your life directly. The truth is closer than it seems, and knowledge is your best defense. Are you ready? Picture the Cold War era, a time when the world seemed divided between conspiracies and mysteries, where every bit of information could decide the fate of nations. It was in this context that the CIA ventured into what many considered uncharted territory, investigating psychic abilities for espionage. They recruited individuals with a peculiar gift, known as remote viewers, who could see distant places without ever leaving the room. Fascinating, right? These mind spies attempted to access secret locations on the other side of the world. A Russian base, perhaps, or maybe something more obscure. Something that perhaps was never meant for human eyes. As the program progressed, the remote viewers reported visions that surprised even the most experienced agents. During one of their forays, they claimed to see what could only be described as an alien base. They're far from the sight of any satellite. Imagine the shock when reports came in of a mountain like Mount Hayes in Alaska supposedly harboring humanoid beings and technology that defied earthly logic. Something top secret in the truest sense. But were the CIA and FBI, with all their technology, ready to accept these accounts? Or was it easier to dismiss everything as a delusion? After all, there are things so bizarre that we'd rather hide them from the world. And what about our own limits? The quest for information beyond physical reach is, in itself, a game of power and control. This kind of psychic warfare was not just an attempt to invade the enemy, but to extend control over the very boundaries of human knowledge. The CIA knew that mastering this knowledge could be the ultimate step toward total control. But curiosity always encounters the unknown, and suddenly the line between aliens, the FBI, and psychic agents seemed less defined. Each new discovery opened a window into another dimension, a space where reality mingled with myth. And it's precisely there that the story becomes even more intriguing. Among the reports coming in from the remote viewers, the descriptions of hidden alien bases deep within mountains were among the most startling. Picture this intel landing on the desks of CIA officials. Bases inhabited by humanoid creatures equipped with technology that defied all earthly logic. One such location was Mount Hayes in Alaska, which not only harbored secrets but seemed to be sculpted with purpose. When a place so remote carries this kind of reputation, it's inevitable that the trail of mystery draws attention. Not only from the CIA but from the FBI and other agencies obsessed with everything top secret. But what was inside these bases? The remote viewers described structures almost impossible to imagine, as if they were laboratories from another era, or perhaps a link between Earth and other intelligences. These accounts sounded fantastic, but they weren't so easily dismissed. After all, what could explain the magnetic pull of that area? Some scientists even claim that certain phenomena can warp reality around them. But could the answer to such a mystery be hidden beyond our mountains, within bases as secret as Area 51 itself? It seems that if answers existed, they were buried deeply. The mystery of alien bases only grew. Each new vision brought additional details. A description of rooms filled with equipment, beings with large eyes and expressionless faces, or transmissions of unknown signals. Imagine the impact of this on the minds of the agents receiving these reports. They knew that if confirmed, this would transform our understanding of global security. A secret so vast that perhaps the only answer was to silence everything. But if there was a connection to other places with a hidden network of alien bases, there was likely much more to explore. The discovery of these bases did not end in Alaska. On the contrary, reports of a possible network of alien installations scattered worldwide continued to grow. And thus, theories emerged about a connection between Mount Hayes and equally enigmatic places like the famous Alaska Triangle, a region marked by mysterious disappearances and strange magnetic anomalies. For investigators, the question was simple but unsettling. Could these bases actually be portals or communication centers linking different points on Earth? This possibility made the matter even more top secret, because if there was a network, it had a purpose, and it wasn't a small one. The CIA and the FBI began to observe such phenomena from a new perspective. It was no longer a matter of what was happening, but of where these events occurred and how they seemed to interconnect. It was almost like a giant puzzle, with pieces scattered across areas known for inexplicable phenomena. Deep down, there was suspicion that these locations, beyond being secret bases, were centers for abduction and experimentation. This would explain the rising number of disappearances and stories of encounters that could never be fully proven or denied. After all, how can one prove something that happens in plain sight but beyond the reach of understanding? These global connections reinforced the idea that these bases were not isolated. They were part of a larger system, perhaps an extraterrestrial communication network or, who knows, a kind of alien transit route encompassing the Earth. And who held control over this? Perhaps an organization so secretive that even the CIA and FBI were unaware, or an entity that transcended our boundaries of understanding. And still, the questions only grew. Where else might there be something similar, hidden in plain sight? Each new discovery was a step toward the unknown, an invitation to explore even deeper. Investigations into these alien bases revealed something even more unexpected. Reports of collaboration between humans and beings from other planets. Yes, that's right, soldiers and engineers from Earth working alongside alien entities, each contributing their own type of knowledge. Imagine the shock and awe of CIA and FBI agents hearing about mixed teams operating in underground facilities, focused on building advanced infrastructure, power systems, and even command centers that seemed straight out of science fiction. If it was already hard to accept the existence of these bases, what about a collaboration that seemed worthy of a top-secret label? What could motivate these encounters? For many, the answer lay in technology, something both tempting and dangerous for humans. These encounters granted access to resources that would accelerate our own development, but always at a price. For the aliens, however, the interest seemed to be in establishing robust, secure infrastructure on Earth. And here lies the question. What exactly justified this collaboration? Was it mutual necessity? Or perhaps some kind of agreement that still escapes our understanding? This makes one wonder if some of our current technology, such as advanced energy systems, is truly our own. This interspecies collaboration raises intriguing questions about who really holds control and what this means for global security. Did these beings play a role in developing the technologies we consider ours? And if so, is part of our infrastructure linked to something larger, a network of data and energy that extends beyond our planet? Such a scenario suggests something profound, that there's a thin line between what is ours and what's part of an extraterrestrial system. And with each new detail emerging, the desire for answers only intensifies. As investigations progressed, something even stranger was revealed. Some of these secret alien bases seemed to be involved in an energy transmission system. This was not a simple power grid, but something far more elaborate, almost incomprehensible. Reports mentioned an energy flowing from these underground installations to an orbital station in space, connecting points on Earth to an unknown infrastructure. This wasn't just top secret. It was terrifying, as whoever controlled this energy transmission also wielded unprecedented power. Just imagine an invisible control mechanism out there, hovering above our heads. This transmission was described as a continuous process, where energy waves traveled back and forth, almost as if each of these bases operated as a relay station. For the investigators, the inevitable question arose: what was the purpose of this energy? Some claimed it was an attempt to maintain constant contact with a distant civilization, or perhaps an effort to prepare the planet for something bigger. Theories varied, but the consensus was that it was an alien project, far beyond what anyone had imagined. And the more the CIA and FBI dug for answers, the more the hypothesis of a global alien power grid seemed less like fiction. Then comes the most provocative question of all. Are we all, unknowingly, part of a global energy control system monitored by beings from other worlds? Perhaps some of the technological advances we use daily are part of this vast machine, an invisible mechanism that transcends time and space. It's as if these energy transmissions are the threads connecting different points of an intergalactic network, a direct link between our planet and an alien system. And, of course, the story only grows stranger as more pieces come to light. At the peak of these disturbing discoveries and reports, the most controversial decision surfaced: to shut down Project Stargate. Created with the intention of exploring and developing psychic abilities, Stargate had revealed details many believed impossible. But the revelation of alien bases and energy transmissions became too heavy a burden for those involved. The CIA, FBI, and other secret agencies found themselves facing a dilemma: continue and risk these findings leaking, or shut everything down before it spiraled out of control. And so, despite all the progress, the program was officially terminated. But was it really the end? Many speculate that the shutdown was more of a strategic move than a conclusion. After all, when something becomes top secret, it doesn't mean it disappears. It just changes scenery, perhaps to the depths of another secret base. The official excuse was lack of practical results, but to those involved, it seemed more like a cover-up. Stargate had already brought implications too intense to ignore. Some insiders even report that part of the technology and knowledge acquired was kept from the public, hidden as part of a larger plan that might, one day, be revealed. The decision to shut down the project left a mark of mystery, but also intrigue for those closely following. After all, if what was discovered was powerful enough to be buried, what else might be concealed beneath the surface, guarded by those who control knowledge? Some say that the psychic portals Stargate tried to open were real, and that the abductions and alien bases were only the beginning of something much larger. But those who control the past can shape the future, and the shadow of this project still seems to echo. Now that you've uncovered what few dare to investigate, the big question is, what will you do with this knowledge? We're talking about information that changes how we see the world. Hidden networks, alien technologies, and top-secret secrets guarded tightly. Will you simply watch or dive deeper to understand what this means for our reality? Think of the implications, of the mysteries that still await answers. If they control so much information, what else could be covered up? And what do you think? How do these secrets impact your life? Are we just pieces in a much larger game? It's time to question, to open your mind, and go beyond what you were told to believe is truth. Share your thoughts, your theories, and, of course, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications. Here, knowledge never stops, and only those who seek the truth will be truly prepared for what's next. Are you ready to continue this journey?